In tonight's edition of Coach's Corner, Fox Sports 1670's Bill Shanks talks to the head coach of Windsor Academy. Here's Coach Jimmy Watts with his take on the Knights' upcoming football season.
It's not often that you see a high school football coaching change in the middle of the season, but that's what happened last year at Windsor. Things didn't turn out great, but what's to really expect when that happens? Jimmy Watts is the head coach at Windsor, and he was the one that took over there when Ricky Worsham was relieved of his duties. That's tough, isn't it? It's not ever an easy situation either before or after the season, but in the middle, very difficult.
It was very tough, and Coach Worsham and I were friends for a long time, and it really came down to a point where I had to decide what was best for me and my family, and ultimately what was best for the school, so I decided to step in.
And you have to try to kind of salvage the season, and that's not always easy to do when that happens at that point in time, is it?
No, what we tried to tell the kids was, you know, the ship was off course, and we needed to try our best to get it back on course and save the season. Just finish strong and maybe learn how to play a little bit of football in the meantime to build for the future.
Sure. And you were telling me that your numbers are better. That's always been a kind of a question. I'm sure every Windsor head coach for the last 15 years. All right, how many players have you got playing? So, but that's better, and that's something that you kind of had to do, didn't you?
Right. You know, we've done a good job of all my assistant coaches too, getting guys that weren't playing football, that were playing other sports, to come out and really sell the idea of a football program instead of just filling a team to put on the field on Friday nights. We want to build something. And so we've got 26 this year. I've been there 7 years, and I don't ever remember having more than 24 or 25. So numbers are up, and now it's just the challenge of teaching football.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your offense real quick, and we'll come back in the next segment and continue that discussion. But first, Dylan Smith, quarterback. Tell me about him.
Dylan's a senior. He does a good job running our wing T offense. He reads the option well. He's quick, moves side to side real well, has a good burst of speed when he needs to, and has really stepped into a leadership role and wants to lead those guys and do things the right way to make sure he's leaving it in good shape when after he graduates. Well,
that's always very important to have a leader like that. Coming up in our next report, we will talk more about the offense, including a pretty good group of running backs that Windsor has, plus the defense, all that, and how will they do this year in Region 1 AA? We'll have that in our next report.
And high school football is just around the corner. The End Zone with Bill Shanks begins Friday, August 30th at 11:15 p.m. right here on 41 NBC.